we have seen we have seen more videos online of black ladies being racist to white children on playgrounds, telling them, oh, like they were correcting. I saw this one in particular where the lady was correcting the little white girl, which was proper. Okay, correct her. But then she started making side comments like, oh, yeah, teach her that her privilege doesn't work here. Or something like, we taking her privilege away one child at a time, or something like that. And that was completely unnecessary. But we see more cases of minorities saying out of pocket things to white people, but it's not taken the same way. The only ones that get heavy weight behind them are the ones where white people do it to minorities. That's when people are like, rah, 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 rah. That's a big deal. And that woman was wrong. Of course, I don't think anybody who watched that video thinks that, oh yeah, she's right. She really told that kid. It was stupid, but we see more of it in the other direction. And it is what it is, and white people just have to shut up and just take it, even though they've never owned slaves. They don't own anybody, and whatever their ancestors did, they're not responsible for it, but they still have to shut up and take it. And it is more common the other way around. As for Carmelo, I don't know anything about Carmelo, so I don't. Did he kill somebody? He killed somebody. Oh, and he killed a white boy. A white boy. No, I mean, killing is it's one of those things where you got to know the whole situation that happened. So I don't really know the whole situation that happened, so I won't speak on that.
Yeah, I think I can appreciate what you're saying, Amira, but how do I approach this? I think that for the social condition that we live in this country, it is never going to be a fair distribution of treatment. It's never going to be a fair distribution of how people move about the world. So I personally don't think Black people collectively have the power nor the organization to be racist to the dominant society. Prejudice, absolutely. Have visceral energy, absolutely. Have discrepancies, absolutely. But if you're telling me that in the current state of affairs, that the people who feel invigorated to speak against their discrepancies to the dominant society, the unmelanated people, is a problem, I don't know if I can subscribe to that, because we, as just the minority group, have never been in a position to overexert racial divide, racial implication, prejudice, anger, disdain, sure. So to see now that you got a demographic of people who ultimately dictate almost everything in this country on a global scale, from media to business to narratives, to feel bothered is laughable to me.
You're
Um,
saying that they shouldn't feel bothered. I mean, they shouldn't. They should just shut up and take it, like whatever black people say to them.
no, I think that it's a great position to now meet at a mutual terms and maybe iron out our discrepancies. I think to approach it from a place of anger is laughable. It's like you have to understand the weight of both sides. Yes, you're right. Their community, the ones living now, maybe under 40 or so, maybe didn't own slaves, sure. But the reality is, this country was built on racism. It is still functioning a lot of times with disparities, current day. Now, Black people ain't ultimately, I believe, mad about it because we're making our strides. But then to now try to meet it with energy like, well, it's not fair that I got to be quiet. It's not fair that a lot of crap happened. Life's not fair. So that's where I think that's rich. This is a perfect opportunity to have the collective communities, our leaders or whomever, have civil discourse and figure out how we gonna move forward as a society. But when you sit here and be like, we need to take back our country, that's laughable, yo. That Black people ain't taking nothing from unmelanated people, and I'll land.
I, I hate to say this, and I already know the comments is going It's gonna do what they're gonna do because they, y'all feel like I'm white or whatever. I want to be white or whatever. But the truth of the matter is that, and she brought up a very good point. In my opinion, the BLM riots did a more disastrous impact on our own community because we targeted our own communities. And my grandparents had to lose a Walgreens that was in walking distance of their house because niggas ran up inside of it and tore it up. So, in my opinion, when I hear someone say, that we need to take back our country, I think that, to me, that is them saying we need to bring back law and order, because the very things in which we supposed to stand for, the very things that us as black people should be standing 10 toes down saying, hey, no, take that shit over there, bro. That's what we should be saying, but we're not saying that. We're tearing up our own communities. We're running up in Walmarts, we're running up in Family Dollars, and then we're pissed when these companies leave our communities and be like, man, we don't have nowhere to go now. We ran in our own shit. So in my opinion, when I hear somebody say, man, we need to take back our country, I think I personally hear that, man, we need to bring back law and order, and where it's decency, and where we understand the impact and the power of our community and what it is and how it is that we treat it, so that we can get what it is that we want and need out of it. Because these young niggas is running up in the communities, but we're forgetting about the old people that live in those communities, that
Biz,
can't leave those communities. So what about them?
Biz, do you know somebody brought up something in the chat, and it's a good point, that George Soros funded much of that BLM stuff. And you think that George Soros gives a hoot about the black community? He,
He making money off of them.
yeah, he's, and then like, I mean, this is destruction on the black community more than anything. It's not, but whatever. Maybe some people see that as a good thing.
I don't know. I see where y'all coming from.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You can go first if you want. Okay. I see where y'all coming from, and I don't mean to compare, but the same thing happened when they stormed the Capitol. And I know as far as my city, when they stormed the Capitol, the white people went to our downtown area and they wreaked havoc. And nothing came about that. The next day, they literally went down there and fixed it back up. So the only difference between us doing it and them doing it is the fact that they have the funds to fix it. I think this happens all over. I think on both sides. I think we just need to stop pointing fingers. At the end of the day, we're all human. There's like, we can't just say like, oh, all black people are good, all black people are bad, all white people are good, all white people are bad. Like
But
like I said before,
that's
I feel like it's a fetish with race at this point, and we just gotta learn how to overcome that. We have
but
a
there
lot of our rights back at this point, so
that
we got to do what we can do to become better people.